Hello, thank you so much for choosing this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please could you like it, share it, and it'd be great if you could subscribe to the channel. It'll really help me out. Enjoy. Okay then, so 3 guesses where I am. You probably know. I'm in Rochdale. Okay, so this is the former site of Cargo Studios. Obviously, it's still a recording facility. Just give that a check. Volta Lab. Okay, let's have a look at this blue disc. Okay, so loads of bands have recorded here. It's a bit of a who's who of post-punk and, well, just post-punk really. That kind of Echo and the Bunnymen, The Fall, Teared Up Explodes, Membranes, and then a lot of the bands I used to buy vinyl of. Antipasti, Red Alert, One Way System, Discharge, GBH, you know, all them type of bands. So, you know, it's a very, very famous building, that. So there we are. I had to come and see that for me, my good little self. I love things like that. And it's funny, you know, when you're growing up as a teenager and you buy these pieces of vinyl and you think, oh, there's the origin all these years later. Okay, so I'm outside Asda in Rochdale, and another blue plaque now. As you can read on this site, 28th of September 1895, Rochdale Hornets played their first home game under the rules of Rugby League. They were one of 22 clubs actually that formed that, so they're one of the oldest. Interesting, eh? Further education is definitely big in Rochdale. Good grades. Outstanding provider from Ofsted. Really good. So what do we know about Rochdale? Well, it's another former mill town. Wool was the trade back in the day, and it was a very affluent place at one time. Sadly not anymore, because now it says that more than 40% of children are actually living in poverty, which is a really sad statistic. Now there are some notable buildings. I want to see the town hall actually. That's the one I've really come to see today, and I'll show you that, and I'll show you why, and you'll probably see why when I point it out. Okay, so some of you may recall the protests that took place outside here after the incident at Manchester Airport. Rochdale Divisional Headquarters, police. There we are, if you remember that one. Apparently those lads still haven't been charged, so it's interesting, isn't it? Don't know why, but there we are. Okay, now this building is absolutely phenomenal. And as you can see, it's an outstanding example of Gothic Revival architecture by Crossland. So I'm just going to draw back a little bit so you can see it. I mean, it is incredible. You know, it just looks like Westminster. It looks like Big Ben, doesn't it? The tower. Not the bell, I know. Big Ben's the bell. Just look at that. Incredible. I'll go back a little bit further. And you've got the cenotaph there as well that's getting... The gardens are getting refurbished. I've never actually noticed it before. I'm sorry about the sunshine. I don't know if you can see it in the sun. I'll try and get in the shade a little. But it is incredible. What a building. It's the town hall, obviously. That's amazing. Look it up, check it out. Come and have a look yourself in person. It's definitely worth the trip, actually. There's Gracie again. This is where she was awarded the Freedom of the Borough, 1937. So you could just imagine, on the balcony, lots of crowds below cheering. She last visited in 1978, as you can see. So there we are. So there's a lot of good to be said about these buildings in Rochdale. does have other buildings as well. You can see the police station there in the distance that I've just filmed. Now Rochdale does have a central mosque, a masjid, and 20 other mosques as well to cater for everybody. But also, you know, there's other religion in the town. There's a Byzantine designed Catholic church that's meant to be something to savour. If I can find it, I will. Okay, some other Rochdale facts then. There's a pub called the Baum Pub, B-A-U-M, on Toad Lane in Rochdale. I'll try and go out that way, see if we can see it. And it's named after a white rabbit that haunts a nearby church called St Mary's, I believe. What else do we know? The Co-op here broke the world record for cooking the largest pancake. That was done in Rochdale. It's got the highest concentration of canal locks than anywhere else in the north. I've already mentioned it was very wealthy. Let's see what else we've got. The first automated tills were tested in Castleton in Rochdale, I believe at an Asda. Now, about that white rabbit, there is a little poem. I'll just read one verse, because otherwise you'll think I've lost my mind. So here we go. Confound the rabbit. I wish some chap would grab it and stop its nightly habit. Confound that rabbit. Now, if you can hunt that out, it is quite a funny little poem, really. Have a look at that. Right, what else do we know about Rochdale? Now, Mike Harding wasn't actually born in Rochdale, but he did have a song, a hit, top 30, called The Rochdale Cowboy. And those of you of a certain vintage will remember that. It was in 1975. But he was born in Crumpsall. But did you know that Mike Harding composed the music for Danger Mouse and Count Duckula, no less, and some other bits and bobs, and is the vice president now of the Ramblers Association? So there we are, and he lives in Yorkshire now. Now Rochdale's had a bit of a checkered past, and I don't want to really dwell on the negative, but the MP for a number of years, a Liberal called Cyril Smith, was posthumously found guilty of wrong behaviour, shall we say. But also, even when he was alive, it was said that he was caught up in a big scandal involving asbestos as well. And also we know about the more recent controversy surrounding Rochdale with a certain type of gangs and doing what they did. Their abhorrent behaviour. Moving on a more positive note now. Sajid Javid, former Chancellor of the Exchequer, he's from here. I tried to move on in a positive light, but Monica Coghlan, who was the lady who worked in a certain way to earn her money, she was caught up in the Jeffrey Archer scandal, and he perjured himself about this one and tried to, well, he did, there's no try about it, he paid off Monica and was caught in a sting operation. So that's why he went to prison, if you remember that one. Now in terms of football, Rochdale, they've always been down in the lower leagues really. I think their biggest achievement was a League Cup final appearance in 1962 where they lost to Norwich City. So in terms of footy, not great. And it's probably the Rochdale Hornets that people would latch onto. Who else have we had from here? George Gordon Byron, Lord Byron of Rochdale, he came from here. Obviously Gracie Field's been mentioned a couple of times already. Anna Friel, Bill Oddie, out the goodies. You alright lads? Did you want to go in it? There you go. Say hello. YouTube mate, just doing a video for YouTube about Rochdale. Just also Gracie Fields, Lisa Stansfield. Well, you won't do, will you? Anyway, where was I? So, just mentioned it to the lads there, Lisa Stansfield. She's been around the world and she can't find her baby. Well, get social services involved then. Eh? What's she doing leaving it? Anna Friel, yeah, I was about to mention her. Of Said Kiss on Brookside, etc. Bill Oddie, yeah, well, just mentioned him, didn't I? So I'm just backtracking a bit. He of the Goodies and Watching Birds. Donna Stell, Whispering Grass. Off he turns half hot mum. I remember seeing him once in Woolies in Whitby years ago. And, well, it must have been when they were promoting that single, actually. I don't think Winter Davis was there, though. I think it was just Donna Stell doing his thing to a playback track. I'm wondering whether it's Yorkshire Stone they use here, with it being so close to the border on the Pennines. It's got to be Yorkshire Stone, it's the best. But yeah, I mean, some of these old buildings, you can just imagine, I would imagine this square here, I know it's new, the paving slabs and things, but it would be ideal as, back in the day, as some kind of marketplace perhaps. And that would be like a market hall maybe. Who knows, eh? Now let's see what's going on here. I really think they want to make more of that tower. It's amazing. Last time I came to Rochdale, I wasn't impressed. I found it quite grim, but today, to be honest with you, it's put a whole new spin on it. It really has. Look at that. So, looks like it's that in there. That's what it looks like inside. That church. And that's what inside the council chamber looks like. Another little fact for you, the little Austrian, had he won the war, wanted this building to be transported over to Germany brick by brick, because he loved it that much. So the fact that it's still standing proud in Rochdale is testament to who won the war. Is that Def Leppard, that? Not sure. Interesting graffiti if it is, isn't it? Def Leppard. But there we are.